It was horrible. The worst nightmare.
For 5 years, Diantha Stensrud watched her husband Rod disappear into the fog of Alzheimer's.
To see him suffer was just terrible.
Old photos show Stensrud as a UCLA football player with a big smile. But his widow says the hits he took on the field cost him his mind. Doctors diagnosed him with early-onset Alzheimer's at age 55. He talked about those hits in 2008.
Just a collision, like a truck, Mack truck, boom.
And he told CBS station KPIX of his fears about his declining abilities.
If it gets so bad, I would, if I couldn't dress myself or go to the bathroom or something like that, that's probably my fear.
He died 3 years later at age 60.
It was just terrible.
His widow is now one of potentially thousands of people suing the NCAA, alleging the association failed to protect college players from head injuries for decades. The NCAA declined an on-camera interview, but said in a statement it works with its members to support a healthy and safe environment for college athletes through providing guidance and resources endorsed by a broad coalition of the scientific and medical communities. It calls the lawsuits unwarranted and inappropriate.
Yeah, and as the cases progress, you will see that that is not true.
Attorney Rafi Balabanian is involved in those lawsuits.
They knew very early on the science behind this. They covered it up and ignored it year after year. And that's the truth.
Flat out, you're saying the NCAA is guilty of a cover-up.
Absolutely. They're guilty of both a cover-up and willful disregard for the health and safety of their students.
A Boston University study of former football players' brains donated to the Brain Bank found degenerative brain disease known as chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE, associated with concussions and other head trauma in 91% of the former college players' brains.
I think we're only seeing the beginnings of this.
Chris Nowinski heads the Concussion Legacy Foundation.
I think it's likely that there are more college football players suffering from CT than there are former NFL players in terms of gross numbers.
We gave up our futures for them. We gave up our brains for them.
Former Ohio State and Cincinnati Bengals player Ray Griffin says the hundreds of hits he took in the 1970s left him cognitively impaired.
So what did they tell you about concussions in college?
They told us nothing about concussions in college.
He's also suing, not just for himself, he says, but for thousands of other former players.
It's not just my fight, it's their fight as well.
What do you want to be able to do for them?
I want to be able to provide them the benefits that they need to take care of themselves. These people need financial help. And college players definitely have been forgotten about. They never made a dime playing college football, although the university made millions of dollars and billions of dollars off of their services, but they never made a thing. And they struggle in their life today.